Hello बच्चों, how are you? So in this video we are going to start proportion. In the previous video we have discussed about ratio. So in ratio we were discussing about two different quantities, and so in ratio we compare two quantities, and in proportion we will talk about two different ratios. And when we form a relation between two different ratios, we can say that they are in proportion. So suppose one ratio is A is to B, second ratio is C is to D. If they are in proportion, we put proportionality sign, and this is known as proportionality sign. Right? So this is proportionality sign, right? So here this A is known as first term, B is second term, C you can say it as third term, and D is fourth term. Right? You can also write it like this: A is to B is equal to C is to D. Now, these two ends, they are at extremes, so you can say that they are extremes. Why? Because they are at extreme positions. This B and C, they are known as means. Right? Now, you can write this as A by B is equal to C by D, and if you do the cross multiplication, what you will get? You will get A multiplied by D is equal to B multiplied by C. And this, they are known as, this one is known as product of extremes is equal to product of means, and this is very important. The questions will solve by using this. Product of extremes is equal to product of mean. So in proportion we will discuss about two different ratios, and if you are going to compare two ratios, you can equalize it. If A is to B is equal to C is to D, if two ratios are equal, you can say that they are in proportion. And product of the extremes and product of means, if they are equal, you can say that they are in proportion. If product of extreme and product of means, they are equal. Right? So we are going to take one example so that you can understand in a better way. So the question is, (22, 32, 33, 42 and 63. You have to tell that they are in proportion or not. So you can say that if they are in proportion, so product of extremes, so these two are at two extremes, right? So you can take the product of that extreme. So product of extreme is equal to what? 22 into 63, and product of mean is equal to 33 into 42, and if they are equal, then they are in proportion. So 22 3 ja 66, carry 6, 22 6 ja 132 and 138. So here 2 3 ja 6, so 42 and 33. 3 2 ja 6, 3 4 ja 12, plus 6 18, carry 1, 4 3 ja 12, 113. So yes, 1386. So you can see that here product of extreme is equal to product of mean, so you can say that they are in proportion. Now come to another topic of this proportion. They are actually of three types. First one is known as mean proportion. Second one is third proportion, and next is fourth proportion. Now we are going to find out the formulas for these three proportion types, right? They are very important. So if the question is asked like this, that you have to find out the mean proportion, so it means they will give only two different quantities. So suppose they were saying that you have to find it out the mean proportion of 8 and 12. 8, 12, no. 6 and 24, if they are given, right? So this is the example. We'll take further. Suppose x and y, it is given, and you have to find it out the mean proportion. So we know that if A is to B and C is to D, they are in proportion. You can write it like this way: A is to B and proportionality sign C is to D. So these two are known as mean, right? So let mean proportion be A. I have taken A here because x and y I have taken here. So if mean proportion is A, so you can write A both the positions. So the proportion you can write it as x is to A is equal to A is to y, because these two positions are for mean, right? So you can take it as x by A is equal to A by y. If you do the cross multiplication, you will get A into A square is equal to what? Xy. So A is equal to square root of xy, right? So this is mean proposition, sorry. Now we are talking about third proportion. If we are talking about third proportion and they were asking that you have to find it out third proportion of 8 and 12, right? So what you have to do it, you have to write it like this: 8, 12 and 12, right? So third proportion they were asking only two quantities they will give. So for the formula purpose, if we take it as A x and y, x and y, they are given and you have to find it out third proportion. What you have to do, you can write it as x, y and y, and suppose the third proportion is A. So you can write it as x is to y. This sign you can write it, or equality sign you can also write it. Y is to A, because we know that mean comes on both the positions. So now x by y is equal to y by A. If you do the cross multiplication, you will get ax is equal to y square, and now here A is the third proportion, so A is equal to y square by x. This is the formula. So if you are going to find it out, the third proportion of this 8 and 12, so you can directly write it as y square, that means square of 12. So 12 into 12 divided by 8. 4 2 ja 8, 4 3 ja 12, 2 1 ja 2 6 ja. So third proportion of this is 18, right? And this way, like we have taken the example of 6 and 24. So square root of 6 and 24, you can simply take it, 6 and 24, 6 and 24, 144. So it means 12 is the answer. Right, now come to fourth proportion. In fourth proportion, if they were asking question that find it out the fourth proportion, it means they will give three different quantities. So if x, y and z they have given and they were asking about the fourth proportion, so you can let it as fourth proportion. Is A. So you can write it as x is to y is equal to z is to A. If you do x by y is equal to z by A, do the cross multiplication, you will left with ax is equal to zy. So A is equal to zy by x. Right? So these two means you have to multiply and divide it by x. So this is the formula. If we are talking about the question of this fourth proportion, if we take it as 5, 7 and 30. 5, 7 and 30, you have to find it out the fourth proportion. So what you have to do is, fourth proportion is x, put the values in the formula, x, y, z. So y into z, so 7 into 30 divided by 5, 5, 6 ja, 6, 7 ja, 42. So 42 is fourth proportion. So these are the formulas actually, right? You can directly use the formula, or this is the basic method how you are going to find it out, the mean proportion, third proportion and the fourth proportion, right? One more thing is left, is that suppose it is written like this, A is to B is to C is to D, it means they are in continued proportion, right? A, B, C, D, they are in continued proportion. So now come to the questions of the exercise 8b. The questions are very simple actually, in that you have to find it out if they are in proportion or not. So if they are asking that, you have to find it out they are in proportion or not. What you have to do, you have to do it that product of extreme is equal to product of means. So first, second, they are same. In third question, they have given that 2 is to 9, proportionality sign, x is to 27. Now you have to use that particular formula, that is what? Product of extremes is equal to product of means. This you have to use it. Now do the cross multiplication, do it. Like product of means is equal to product of extremes. So 2 into 27 is equal to 9 into x. So x is equal to what? 2 into 27 divided by 9. 9 1 ja, 9 3 ja. So x is equal to what? 6. So here 27 2 ja 54, 9 6 ja 54, right? So your answer is correct. You can also check the answer by this way. Question number 5, 4 and 5, they are same, right? In question number 6, you have to find the fourth proportional of the number. So fourth proportion, you have to find it out. Here in first part they have given 8, 36 and 6. So suppose the next one is x, so 8 is to 36 and 6 is to x. Product of extreme is equal to product of mean. So 8x is equal to 36 into 6. X is 36 into 6 by 8. So this way, just solve it. 4 2 ja 8, 4 9 ja, 2 1 ja, 2 3 ja, 9 3 ja, 27. So 27 is the answer for this question. Right? So you know that continued proportion. So for continued proportion, here 3 numbers are given. So what you have to do is, so look, if it is written like this, A is to B, then B is to C. So you can say that A, B, C are in continued proportion. You can say that, right? So here B written twice, means on the mean position they have written B. So this question means question number 8 and 9, I think. Yes, 7 and 8. 7 and 8 question is based on this, right? So 3 numbers are given, 36, 54 and x. So 36, 54 and x, if they are saying that they are in continued proportion, so proportion, if you are going to write it as, so 36 is to 54, proportionality sign, 54 is to x, you have to find it out the value of x, right? So product of extreme is equal to product of mean. And in the 8th question, you can also do it by this way. 27, 36 and x is given. So 27, 36 and x is given. So you have to write it as 27 is to 36 and 36 is to x, right? So you have to solve it like this way. Now from the next question, that is question number 9. You have to find it out third proportion, 9 and 10. 11, you have to find it out mean proportion, right? Question number 12 and 13. In question number 12, it is written that what number must be added to each number 5, 7, 9 and 12 to get the number which are in proportion. So if they were asking about this type of question, what number we should add, so they are given as 5, 9, 7 and 12. So if you add x in all the numbers, so 5 plus x, 9 plus x, 7 plus x and 12 plus x. Now they are in proportion, so apply this. 5 plus x is to 9 plus x, and then proportionality sign, 7 plus x is to 12 plus x. Now applied, product of extreme is equal to product of means, and then you will get the value of x. In the next question 13, you have to subtract it. Means what number must be subtracted. So if they are given as 10, 12, 19 and 24, so you can write it as if x must be subtracted so that they'll become in proportion. So 10 minus x, 12 minus x, 19 minus x and 24 minus x, right? And do by the same way you have to do it, right? And then take product of extreme is equal to product of means. Now come to question number 14. The scaling, right? The scaling of map. So if on the map two towns are placed 1 centimeter apart, so actually the distance between them is 1:50 lakhs, right? Centimeter. So you can say that 1 centimeter on map of 1 centimeter distance on map equals the actual distance of what? This much, right? This is in centimeter. If you convert it into kilometers, so 5, 6. This is in centimeter. So centimeter to meter, if you go to convert, so you know that 100 centimeter becomes 1 meter. So divided by 100, it changes to now in meters. And we know that in 1000 meter there is 1 kilometer. So again divided by 1000. So there are 5 zeros. So you can just cancel it out, 5 zeros. You will left with 50. So 1 centimeter distance apart on map equals 50 centimeter actual distance, right? If two towns we are talking about, if town A and town B is there and on the map the distance between them is 1 centimeter, it means actually they are 50 kilometer apart, right? So they were asking that if they are 4 centimeter apart on the map. So you know that if 1 centimeter distance on map, right, actually they are 50 kilometer apart. So it means if they are 4 centimeter apart, therefore actual distance is equal to what? 50 into 4, that is 200 kilometer, right? So this way you have to do it. Next question is a certain time at a certain time a tree 6 meter high casts a shadow of length 8 meter and at the same time the pole casts a shadow of 20 meters. Find the height of the pole. So this question you have to do it like this way, like 6 meter tall tree casts a shadow of 8 meter, right? Is the actual height and the shadow. So you also take it like actual height, you have to find it out. Shadow is of 20, right? So product of extreme is equal to product of mean. So 6 into 20 is equal to 8 into x. So x is equal to what? 6 into 20 divided by 8. 4 2 ja 8, 4 5 ja, 2 1 ja, 2 3 ja, so it is equal to 15 meters. So the height of the pole is 15 meter. So now we have finished this exercise 8b, right? In the next video we'll discuss the congruency. So till then, stay safe, stay at home and please practice mathematics. Thank you very much.